Hey, so it's morning here at Cadillac, and I had hoped that I'd get the Vistic. That's a Vistic right there. I had hoped that I'd get the Escalade IQ. I had hoped it would be one of those two. Unfortunately, the people who took those loaners out, look at this. This is a new one. And this looks like it's a brand new extended wheelbase version. So this is the big one. That's the big one. That they haven't put the wheels on it yet. That's the extended wheelbase. Yeah, but I had hoped I'd get the Escalade. I'd hoped I'd get the Vistic, but the loaners that they had, they didn't have either of those. So at first they were going to give me the XT5, just like my mom's got, like an XT5. But I was like, oh, wait, you got anything else? And they said, you know what, we got the Optic. So I was like, I'll take the Optic, because the Optic I haven't driven yet. So, or at least I haven't made a video of it yet. So they got, like, you know, they have IQLs. They got IQL extended. They got, obviously, the regular Escalade. They got the regular Escalade extended. So I'll take the Optic because I haven't made a test drive video of the Optic yet. And I'm that's cool because that's good content, basically. It's like, you know, see, some of these people make the mistake of going out and buying cars just to make content. That's a stupid idea because YouTube does not help you. And I've tried to tell people that. YouTube in the old days, before 2020, before they started that algorithm bullshit, YouTube used to help you get lots of views. Like, you used to be able, every time I would post any SRT video, any SRT car, I'd get like 20 or 30,000 views right away. At this point, YouTube does not help you. And I try to stress that because I don't want people to get the mistaken belief that YouTube's actually going to help you build a channel. They do not help you. In fact, in many cases, they hinder you because certain things that you might want to do driving the car, they don't tolerate. So if you're driving fast and speeding and shit, they'll demonetize your videos. And they don't tell you that, but I'm telling you that. So you got to listen to me because I'm telling you the truth. And this is a nice color. Some of these Escalades, these things can weigh like 8,000 pounds. Some of them weigh like 9,000 pounds. It depends on the wheel size. Some of these things, they got big, huge wheels. Some of them have smaller wheels. But yeah, you know, that's just what it is. It's like some of these are really, really nice. The extended length, this I could tell is an extended length. I don't know if this is the IQ though. But these extended lengths, man, these things are expensive. This is a regular Escalade 4-wheel drive Sport, and this is $115,000. And you know what's funny? $115,000 really isn't that bad, considering, you know, if you bought a Mercedes S-Class, you'd pay the same amount as a base price on an S500. So $150,000, that's the reason, and that right there is the reason why Escalades and Cadillac are doing so well. Like, a lot of people were talking smack. They're, oh, yeah, well, buying an electric car is stupid and everything. Yo, GM is taking the market over. They're taking the whole market over because they've got everything. They got 6 versions of Escalade, and then they've got a bunch of small cars. They got the Optic, they got the Vistic, they got the LYRIQ. It's like they got the LYRIQ V, they got the Optic V. It's like they've taken this over. It's like even Tesla can't keep up with them. They're doing so well. So this right here is an IQ Premium Sport. I think it has the power doors. So like basically, okay, it feels like it has the power doors because I'm feeling door resistance as I'm opening it, because these things, what they have is they have sensors in the doors, and the doors know just how far to open. And it has soft close, as you can see. So when you open it, they have sensors, and the sensors know how not to hit the car next to it because they have sensors that are radar sensors. This is the interior is Harbor Blue, and this has the TVs. Thank goodness. Every single one of these damn things should have television. Now, I'm up there arguing with these people online on the Facebook forums because every time I say it, they try to start arguing with me, and I'm like, hey, asshole, if I buy a car, it's $80,000. As far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't accept, and if everybody thought like me, the industry would be forced to change, because what we would do is we'd starve them. You should have heated steering wheel. You should have massage seats. You should have cooled seats, ventilated seats with, ventilated or cooled. Some cars have cooled seats, some cars have ventilated seats. And then you should have heated seats. That should be standard up front. And every car should have that. Now, the reason I say that, most of these cars now have these panoramic glass roofs. These things let in a lot of heat. So basically, when you come and get in your car, the car is like a freaking oven. So if you don't have heated and ventilated seats, it takes twice as long to make sure the seat material is cool or it's hot in the winter. You want it to be warm when you get in here because otherwise your ass is freezing, so is your hands. So that should be standard. I took my sibling over there to Audi, and we're looking at that A3, we're looking at the Q3, and they said, oh yeah, well, navigation isn't standard. And then on top of that, well, we have heated seats, but we don't even have an option for ventilated seats. I was like, yeah, this is bullshit. Let's get out of here. I was like, fuck Audi. And, oh, well, you should be proud to drive the Audi badge. I don't give a goddamn about the Audi badge. I'm not a badge whore. I don't care about the badge. What I care about is the features. That's how I feel about it. If you have a problem with that, I could care less. So anyway, do you see this? TVs everywhere. That's what I'm talking about. We got the TVs here. So now see, Tesla only gives you a TV down here, and then they give you a main TV up there. What a lot of these other car companies are doing is they're giving you a monitor down here, but it only controls temperature. What Cadillac did was they said, okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give you a monitor up here, and we're going to give you the temperature monitor down here. Now, you didn't really have to do that, but it works. I like it. Some of these cars have a tray table here where you can work on a laptop. And the only problem is it blocks access to this third row. So that's the third row right there. So if you get the tray table interior that also has the TVs, yeah, you could sit there with a laptop and you could look at the news or whatever you're watching. You could I started watching Pluto TV. I watched Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I watched Star Trek Voyager. And you could watch Pluto TV up here, and you could be working on your laptop. But I got to argue with these stupid assholes. First of all, when I write a check for something, you don't argue with me. That's the bottom line. I'm not accepting arguments. If I'm the person writing the checks, I say what it is. So you don't need to say nothing. Oh, yeah, well, you should just read a book while you're waiting at the charger. It's I didn't ask you shit. And you know exactly who I'm talking to. Oh, why don't you just talk to your children? I don't want to talk to my children. I want them to sit back here and watch television while I'm sitting up there watching television, okay? That's how it's supposed to be. And as long as I'm writing the checks, you ain't got nothing to say. It's just that simple. So, that's how I feel about it. When these Escalade IQs, when these things depreciate, these are going to be awesome sellers. Because as far as I'm concerned, as awesome as these cars are, they are way too expensive. And I can understand why they're expensive because look at all the shit they come with. I mean, they have power opening and closed doors that you close from the screen and everything. They got the rear screens. You can sit back there and you can watch TV and stuff. And your wife, she's sitting over here. She can watch TV over here. She's bothering you and you don't want her bothering you. Say, hey, honey, guess what time it is? It's 11 o'clock. The View is on. Why don't you watch The View? Shut the fuck up while I'm driving because I'm trying to pay attention to the road. And that's all you got to do. You put the headphones on her and she's over there watching TV. You got your kids back here. You put the headphones on them. They watch TV and they're leaving you alone. That's brilliant. I love it. I really like this Escalade IQ. Now, I know a lot of people, oh, yeah, well, I would never buy an electric car because what about a road trip? What if I go on a road trip? It's listen, I don't even really like doing road trips. And if I did, I'd have a $60,000 minivan, probably what is it called? The Kia Carnival or something. That's what I'd have. I'd have a Kia Carnival. I don't like road trips. I really don't. But if I had to take a road trip, I'd have a minivan. Even if I had to have this right here, the XT6, I would still want those monitors in the back. Now, I don't know what your wife's going to do because this doesn't have a monitor in the front, but as long as it has monitors in the back, that'll keep the kids' mouths shut. And then you could drive hundreds of miles and the kids are just sitting back there watching stupid cartoons. And you don't have to hear them at all. And that's how it is. Ooh, well, why don't you read a book? I don't want to read no book. I'm driving. It's how you gonna read a book while you're driving? But again, my LYRIQ, they built the car for me. It had all the features that I wanted. It's hard to want to give that car up. It's really hard because that car was built for me. Like, usually I don't build cars. I usually buy them right off the lot. Like, when they have a car on the lot and I like it, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll take that off the lot. But they built that car to my specifications. So it's kind of hard for me to want to give that LYRIQ back when the lease is over. But I'll say it like this. I have a very short list of cars that I would buy. It's a very short list. And I would have to say, if I had to buy a car like right now, it would be the Vistic, the Escalade IQ, or a Mercedes S-Class. And it's just one of those three. What do they have in common? They're big fucking cars, for one. And, they fit 4 people very comfortably. Like, I could actually sit in the back seat very comfortably. And you can get them with monitors on the headrest. So when the S-Class is redesigned, they will probably make it more like the new C-Class, or I should say the CLA, where you have a screen over there. And then the thing Mercedes is doing now that I think is pretty cool, they have a camera in the E-Class that watches you while you're driving, because if you want to do a Zoom meeting, or if you want to do like a meeting for your office, like, you can't see the people, but they can see you while you're driving. And it's a crazy idea, but consider the fact that most of these cars have the ability to drive themselves. So you can literally have a whole meeting while you're sitting in your car. Now, I like that. I think that's pretty awesome. So I have a very, very short list of cars that I would buy right now. It's a very, very short list. But I have to say, there's 2 Cadillacs at the top of that list. So this is a Optic right here. This is one of the Optics. This is a white Optic. And this is, to me, this is about the same size as a Cadillac XT5. It's about the same size, or at least when I sit in it, that's how I feel in it. So they're about to give me the Optic. I think they took it in to charge it a little. So this has 500 E4, so that means that this is the powerful Optic. This is a dual motor Optic. They have an Optic V, but frankly, if you're buying an Optic, I don't see the point in buying an Optic V, not unless you just want to get the highest trim level, because there's some people, they always just want the highest trim level, and I totally understand, because if you get the highest trim level and you have all the features, now you don't have to worry about your resale value as much because you've got all the features. This is a black Optic, and I like this. It's nice. And it's comfortable. It's a comfortable Optic. It's nice. And the interiors are nice. They have recycled materials in these things. What is this? $60,434. So this color, Autumn Canyon, and the outside is Black Raven. And this is like, if you needed an electric car, I see no reason to buy a Tesla. I see no reason at all. And if you needed, they're calling me, they must have the car ready. If you needed a car, I wouldn't buy no Tesla. I just wouldn't. Let me answer this. So this is it. This is the Optic I'll be driving. So this is a white Optic. I made a video just showing the car, but I never actually did a test drive of it because I knew I would end up driving it eventually. So this is the Optic right here. This car is hot. It's selling. And I'm going to drive it. I'm going to actually go to my mom's house and I'm going to show it to her. I want her to test drive it and she'll see how she likes it. But my mom, she's old school. She doesn't want electric just yet. And I understand why. A lot of old people, they're not ready for electric. They're just not. They don't feel like dealing with having to wait for a charge. And some of them, they live at these old folks' homes, so they don't have access to a charger. So I totally understand I totally understand like old people not wanting to have an electric car. I totally understand it. But nice materials. It has the makings of a luxury car. And a lot of these new cars like Polestar and you get into these new cars like Volvo and stuff, and a lot of these new cars have recycled materials. Like, they be fishing plastic bottles and shit out of the ocean and everything, and they turn it into a fabric. And I'm okay with that, because, you know, we're saving the fish, we're saving the dolphins. You know, we don't want the dolphins having shit up their nose like straws and stuff. So I'm totally fine with that. But yeah, it looks exactly like my car. It's well, all of them, they have like the same parts. So it looks exactly like my car. We got heated seats, but we don't have cooled seats. That's okay, I can deal with that. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nice. And I would definitely take this over a Tesla Model 3 or a Y. Absolutely. See, and this is the bottom line. Every single company needs to have a Tesla Model Y competitor. And for Cadillac, this is their Tesla Model Y competitor. So they got the panoramic roof. As soon as I get in there, I'm going to open that up. My car has headrest stereos, but if you want that in the Optic, you have to buy a more expensive version of it. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Inside the glove compartment, this is where I plug in my 12-volt charger. I have a 12-volt multi-charger. And then, using one of these USB-C ports, this is my music right here. So I have a 128 gigabyte flash drive. And you plug that in via USB-C. And that is where I will that's where I draw my music from. I'm probably not going to pair my phone to the car, because I'm not going to have the car very long. All they have to do is a tire rotation, and they have to do a software update that couldn't be done over the air. Some software updates you have to bring the cars into the dealer for, which is fine. The guy who was online before me, he had a gas-powered CT4, or no, he had a CT5 350. I had a CT5 350. And he brought his car in, and they lent him a LYRIQ. And I'm actually glad they lent him the LYRIQ and lent me the Optic, because I already got. And you can sign into Google as soon as you turn the thing on. These cars do not have power on and off buttons. They don't have start stop buttons. So basically, when you get into these cars, you have the ability to sign into Google. So I'm going to sign into Google. And from what I know, I've been hearing that the new models, as you can see, there's no Apple CarPlay. There's no Google Android Play, because ultimately they want to have control of your information. But what I've been hearing is the newer models of these cars, the 2025s, 2026s, you can actually download video streaming apps like Netflix, YouTube, Hulu. But for my car, because I have a 2024, that ability is coming soon, but I just have to wait patiently for it. So I have my music. So let's see if this thing recognizes my music. My music drive is USB, and I plugged it in, right? Yeah, I did plug it in. Let me just double check, because I know I did. Okay, well, it should be there. So I can sign into Google. I gotta turn down the air a little bit. I can sign into Google. This has the rear backup camera, the power backup camera. And of course, I like my panoramic roof. I'm pretty sure this is probably not the power opening moonroof, or maybe it is, I don't know. I'll find out in a second. This looks like it's a regular glass roof. That's fine, because this is just a loaner, so this is probably a base version of the car. So this is the car. Like, I like having a panoramic roof because it allows more light to get into the cabin, basically. So this is what it looks like. So this is what I'm going to be driving for this video. There's no massage seat in this car, but if you get a fully loaded Optic or Optic V, you get the massage seat and you get the ventilator. It's the same equipment I have. This car is equipped with Super Cruise. So you hit that button right there, the car drives itself in traffic for the most part on a highway. Other than that, we've got the, what is it called? Google. And it looks like all I have to do is I have to go here and I got to sign in. So I'll do that. Like, what I'll do is I'll stop recording and I'll do that. I'll sign in. And other than that, I have XM radio. The car has, you know, it's the typical HVAC system. That's the trunk. Well, not the trunk, the glove compartment for putting stuff. This car has a smaller glove compartment, obviously, because it's a smaller car. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive to my mom's house and I'm going to let her see this car, let her drive it, and let her see how she likes it. But the thing about it is, I was telling my mom, she has an XT5, and her XT5 is almost paid off, basically. And I was like, you know what you should do? Hold on to your XT5, wait until Cadillac makes the new XT5, because they have, in China, they have the XT5 that has this interior, basically. And I told her, I was like, yeah, just wait until they update the XT5, and if you want a newer gas car with all these features that I have in my LYRIQ, just wait and let them give you the XT5. The other option is I could damn near sell her my car, my LYRIQ, so I'll keep the car, and if she wanted, but she doesn't want electric, so she wants a gas car. But it's a possibility I could give her my car, and I could go and get something else. But I have not made any final decisions, and she's not really interested in having an electric vehicle. But this is the Optic. I really, really like the interior. I'm comfortable sitting in here. The bubble roof makes it, I have plenty of headspace. It's nice. It's really nice. So we're going to drive this bastard, and we're going to see how fast this bad boy is. I'm going to sign into here, and we're going to have some fun with it. We're going to have a little bit of fun. The only other things I can think of that it has is, like, all Cadillac cars have forward collision alert systems right there. So you see there's like 3 red dots or 4 red dots. So if you get too close to somebody, it warns you. And I love that. My car, I have to say, my car has saved me from car accidents, because sometimes, like when it was heavy rain, like I'd be backing up and didn't realize there was something behind me. The car slammed shut on the brakes. There was one time I was on the road, and I didn't realize I was getting too close to somebody, and I had the Super Cruise system on, and slammed shut on the brakes. It stopped it. The cars nowadays, these cars are getting smarter and smarter. They do not want to get themselves into accidents, and a lot of them have features that'll make it so that they can mitigate or prevent an accident completely, and I think that's amazing. So that's what the car looks like. So we're gonna have, drive it, see how we like it. I'll plug my phone in a second, but that's the car. You can take a look at your Cadillac deal. You can go, and again, I was hoping I would get an Escalade. I was hoping I'd get the Vistic, but those loaners are out right now. No big deal. This is different. This is something I haven't driven before, so I'm very happy with this. So let me just set everything up and let me get driving. I will say this. It took me a couple of minutes to set up the what is it called? It took me a couple of minutes to set up my system and to prepare to connect my phone and everything. So I did manage to sign into Google and everything, so I had access to my favorites and all that stuff. But I will say this: I think, even though I understand what's behind it with the them taking away Apple CarPlay and taking away Android CarPlay, I think that's a huge mistake. I really, really, really think that's a huge mistake. And my LYRIQ connects to my phone instantaneously with that Apple CarPlay. And on top of that, my USB drive and everything, a lot of the stuff is formatted for the way I drive my LYRIQ. But this car didn't recognize. It'll recognize your phone, absolutely. But if it doesn't have Apple CarPlay, what ends up happening is you don't have access to touchscreen stuff for your phone. So what they believe, they're like, oh yeah, well, Google, the Android system that they have in the car, they believe that that's superior, and they would rather you be using that. Personally, I think having Apple CarPlay and having Android CarPlay, I actually think that's better. Another thing about these cars, the new cars, is that they don't have the start-stop button. I like having a start-stop button. And you could call it old school, whatever, because I understand that Tesla... See, one thing you gotta understand, Elon Musk, if he could take the goddamn brake pedal out of the car, he would. And you don't need the brake pedal. It's like, yeah, I need a brake pedal. He thinks, oh yeah, well, no, this thing is, it's automatic go and stop and everything because it's electric motors. The bottom line is that brake pedal means something. That means that I literally have hydraulic brakes that if in a panic I need to use, I can use them. And he feels you don't need it. So they started taking stuff away from these cars. They started taking away the lock and unlock button. Like if you get into a Tesla, all you got is window switches. There's no lock unlock button. There's no left mirror, no right mirror. And I'm like, look at this asshole speeding. Look at this guy. When you crash that piece of shit Honda Accord, I hope I'm there to see it, but I just don't want to be part of your accident. You look at this guy. Look at this guy. Everybody, we're supposed to be obeying the speed. I'm at 46. The speed limit is 45. And this guy, look at this guy. Goddamn Hondas. But anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, Elon Musk started taking shit out of the cars. And it helps the car, it does help the car look cleaner. But my problem is I expect to have certain features there that I can use when I need them. Okay, and I don't want them taken away. There's certain features I need to have. It's just like right here. I got this adaptive cruise control button. All I got to do is push down on that and cruise braking comes on, and then I just set it, and now I can cruise and I don't have to do anything. If I was on the highway, I could hit the super cruise button, green light comes on, and it's super cruising. I don't even have to steer. Now, Elon Musk, they got autopilot, but it's so confusing to use that shit. Like, you have to listen for the audio tones and everything, but they don't have a simple visual indicator on the wheel to let you know that you're using it. Even if they had like one button right here and you push the button and this button turned green, that would be more than enough. That would be a visual indicator. That would be system redundancy. But they're trying to make those cars as cheap as they possibly can make those cars. And in doing so, you're just taking all the good features. That's the reason why American electric vehicles are not competitive with the Chinese electric vehicles. Now, I give GM credit. GM has basically taken this entire thing over. GM's got the Optic, the LYRIQ, the Vistic, the Escalade IQ, and then they got a whole bunch of other cars planned and everything. And based on what I'm seeing now, I'm like, yeah, you know what? They've got something going. But Tesla, I can't buy nothing from Tesla. And you know, Elon Musk to me is a grifter. And he's been a highly successful grifter up until recently. And I'm thinking about the Tesla Slide. We were at 488 as a high, 52-week high. Now that shit is down to like $302. It's like all you had to do, Elon, was keep your fucking mouth shut. And you're busy up there endorsing Trump. Do that quietly. Don't do that out loud, you idiot. And then Trump turned on him. Trump's like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to deport him now because this guy is a pain in the ass. He said I was in the Epstein files. And I'm gonna have to deport him. It's like, yeah, Trump turned on you. You see, I didn't even push brake. The car braked itself because I got this adaptive cruise control. I love that feature. I drive around most of the time with my car. I got the adaptive cruise on or I have the super cruise on, and the car is basically driving itself most of the time. I love that. But Elon keeps on taking features out of these freaking cars. And all you end up with is a car that ain't got nothing in it. Now, if they were trying to go for a clean design, you can still have all this stuff, but what you do is you eliminate the buttons and you just put everything as a panel that has like a little bit of a touch press, and you can just have a black panel. All the features can still be there, but they don't have to actually stick out and extend out. And you can have the features there, but you just reach up there and you just touch them. Because, see, that's what Mercedes and Volkswagen basically did. They have touch-sensitive buttons. And a lot of people were complaining about that because if you accidentally brush your finger on it, if you accidentally touch it, even the S-Class has this problem. If you touch the buttons or you brush your finger on it, they start doing stuff that you didn't want to do. But Cadillac was smart. What they did was they said, no, we're going to have push buttons. And when you push the button, it has push button feedback. So this way you know that you specifically did something. And I love that. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. But I can't buy no goddamn Tesla. I can't do it. It's like even if I liked their cars, I couldn't buy one. I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. In fact, I don't like seeing this sticker right here. So what I got to do is I got to open this up, put this sticker in there. I don't like seeing that. Okay. And another thing I notice about the software in this Optic is this Optic actually keeps the glove compartment box visible even if you're still in drive, which is good. And you can still access this at any time. I like that. So there's a lot of little things that I'm noticing. And I like the fact that they use the exact same steering wheel from my LYRIQ, and I think they did that in the Vistic too. So it's the exact same steering wheel pretty much across the board. Because I think what Cadillac started doing was they put the LYRIQ out, and once they put the LYRIQ out, that was the test. And they were like, okay, so this works, this doesn't work. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of the stuff that doesn't work, and we'll keep the stuff that works and makes sense. And there's some features in here that I'm noticing are missing from my LYRIQ. And my LYRIQ pretty much has everything. And, you know, things like the Apple CarPlay, the Android CarPlay, they took that stuff out of the newer cars. So, look at this. This guy's, I know, I've seen that guy before. I know he's not a squad car or whatever. But, yeah, the ride in this thing is smooth. I haven't really powered it up and rode real fast in it. So when I get to the next stoplight, I'm going to change the driving mode. And that's something that they also didn't change, because right here, in the Acura ZDX, which is also designed by GM because it's an Ultium car, right over here, they actually have a driving mode button right here. In the Acura ZDX, they have it. This car and my car don't have it. So in order to change drive modes, what you got to do is you can either go there or you can go here. And what you got to do is you got to go up here, and then you got to find where it says drive modes using this sliding thing right here. And then you go to, I always drive in sport, right? So you touch sport, and that gives you full power on your, what is it called? It gives you like basically access to full power as you're driving, right? Everything else pretty much is the same. Like I see it, you know, the visual indicators, everything else is the same. This car is brand new. This car is like 429 miles. So this car is basically brand new. And what I do like about the loaners of Cadillac is that now when you get a car, you're basically getting either an EV or you're getting an XT4 or an XT6 or an XT5, because they were going to give me an XT5, but I wanted something different. I wanted something I hadn't driven before. But when you get a car now, it's going to be one of those. And if they don't have anything else, they give you the Escalade IQ. This time, unfortunately, the Escalade IQ was still out, so I didn't get it. The Vistic was out, so I didn't get that, because I showed you in the last video, there was a woman, she was bringing back the loaner Vistic, and somebody else was taking it out, so apparently that person's car wasn't finished being fixed. No big deal, because this is good for content. You know, get the Optic test drive from a LYRIQ owner's perspective, you know? Because my car was, what, $20,000 more than this car. This car is like in the 50,000 range, and if you get one like the one that I showed you on the lot, that's like $60,000. My car was basically $80,000. I said I want every single feature you got. I want the 19 kilowatt charger, I want the power opening moonroof, I want everything, and I want the white interior. The only thing I did not get was I didn't get the premium leather, because they didn't make the premium leather with white, and I wanted a white interior. Because when, you know, that's the one thing about the Teslas that I did like. I like seeing that they had the white interior. I actually like that. But yeah, it's very comfortable. And now that I'm in sport mode, I can see it. You know, look at this Ford Escape. We just bought a Ford Escape. I showed you in the video. We just picked up a black Ford Escape just like this. And this poor old man has no idea. How you doing? And bye. Bye. The poor old man, I had him look over here, and next thing you know, I'm just speeding right past him. This doesn't accelerate as fast as my LYRIQ, but then again, you gotta understand, my LYRIQ has 600 something pound-feet of torque. This has like 500 pound-feet of torque. So it doesn't accelerate the exact same way, but it's a close match. Here we got Becky McThickums right here. We got Becky. Hey Becky, sorry, I don't want to run you over. And this is not bad. This is not bad. And you can go into the screen and you can change certain things, like you can change the handling, you can change the steering handling and all that. With the V series, what they did was they made the steering a lot faster. These cars feel heavy and the steering is accurate, but it turns slow. So what they did was, with the V models, they made the steering a lot faster. So this way, when you're driving it, it feels a little bit more sporty. But as I've already said, the problem with these cars is not how fast they are. The problem with these cars is the weight. My car weighs 6,000 pounds. That Escalade IQ weighs 9,000 pounds. That's a lot of weight. I'm amazed that they can even ship these damn things. That's a squad car. That's a cop. That black Tahoe, that guy's a cop. I saw him a second ago. But I ain't worried about him. But yeah, this is very, very nice. Look at this. I love that. That is so cool. Just when you thought your car didn't have enough screens, you got a screen for a mirror. I like it. Because that's the thing. It's like when I buy something, I want to know where my money's going. Everywhere I look, I want to see where my money has went. And that's just my mentality. Like, some people don't really care because when they buy cars, oh yeah, well, what about the depreciation? It's like, I ain't worried about the depreciation. I'm keeping the damn thing. If I buy a car, it must be something that I want to hold on to. Like, I hodl everything. It's like I hodl stock. I got that dividend paying stock portfolio. I got the AI trading stock portfolio. I hodl. I hold on to stuff. Like, if you look in my basement, it's filled with shit, toys and stuff when I was a kid. And I've got a lot of them still in my boxes. And I'm probably never going to sell them. It's like when I have children, I'm just going to give it to them. It's like, hey, kids, you want a house? There you go. You got a house. Each one of you gets a house. Congratulations. It's like Oprah Winfrey. But guess what? You got to work to keep this house. Because unless you want to end up paying rent like the rest of these New York people, if you want to end up paying for rent, you better do whatever you can to keep my houses. Because I didn't buy these places so that you could lose them. And that's how it's supposed to be. Your father is supposed to give you a house. And that's what the Asians do. That's why I like the Asian people. Like, I learn a lot from the Chinese people. What they do is when their kids get married, they give them a house. Like, they literally pool their money, the grandparents, and they save their money all their life, whatever they didn't spend in these goddamn casinos, and they give their kids a house. So this way they ain't got to pay rent. And that's what it's about. You got to hold on to certain things. Like, these cars are all plastic fucking recycled material. It's like, this stuff is never going to last. But your house and your land, that lasts. My portfolios, eventually I'll be old and I'll be dead, and I will put my kid's name, before I die, I'll put my kid's name on my portfolios. Hey, guess what, kids? You own 1,200 shares of NVIDIA. Guess what? Congratulations. That's my birthday gift. He's like, oh, wow, thanks, Dad. This is so much better than a PlayStation 8. I'll be like, yeah, well, I know it's not a PlayStation 8, but guess what? Now you're part owner of Microsoft Corporation, okay? Here you go. Here's some Apple stock. If parents thought the way I thought, we'd all be rich. If they thought the way I thought. But these parents are stupid. They waste all their money getting these kids cell phones. The kids at school cyberbullying each other. They waste all their money sending their kids away to these really, really expensive schools that are expensive for no reason so that they could get some worthless liberal arts degree. And then they wonder, why isn't this kid making money? Why is this kid still living with me at the age of 35? Got this guy right here. He's got a LYRIQ right here. Congratulations. Oh, that's the Celestial Metallic LYRIQ. Very nice. White Cybertruck. Those Cybertrucks are not moving. Elon Musk is an asshole, a racist South Africaner. Those Cybertrucks are not moving. And because Elon Musk is a racist and you see, it's one thing if you're going to be a racist. It's another thing to let everybody know it. Don't tell them, I need your stupid ass to let my stock get to $1,000 a share so I can sell. After that, you can goose step and Hitler march all you want. I don't care. I just need the stock to be $1,000, you fuck. That's just how I feel about it. I could care less if you're racist. I don't give a fuck. All that I care about is how much money do I get out of you. That's it. After that, you're useless to me. So, and God forbid the stock actually went to $1,000, because then he'd be a trillionaire. Can't have that. We can't have some racist anti-Semite being a trillionaire, can we? It's that Mercedes. I like those. That's the C-Class. I would buy the S-Class, but most people can't afford it. That guy needs to get off his phone. Unlike me, you don't have the car driving itself. It's like you got to be careful. Last thing you need is to get into a car accident because you're not paying attention. Stupid. But, this is nice. I like this. And I'm comfortable in it. I'm actually slightly more comfortable in this than I am in my mom's XT5. The only problem is you really can't sit behind me very well. There's not a lot of space back there unless you're a child. So the Optic, I like. I really like it. And if you get all the features, you get the ventilated seats and you get the massage seats, I wish that Cadillac would make all of this shit standard. Because if you think about it, Tesla, even with the Model 3 and Model Y, heated and ventilated seats are standard. I wish they would make this shit standard. So you imagine you go to a lot and you don't have to think about all of this options and shit. And you could be like, yeah, I just want the car to be comfortable and luxurious. And they'd be like, okay, well, we'll sell you a base model. And the base model's got all of the stuff in it. And these are electric cars. This is supposed to be the future. You telling me in the future it's like I try to buy a spaceship and I got to worry about whether or not the shit comes with warp drive? Oh, well, you could get warp drive, but you're going to have to get the premium model. It's like, but I wanted warp drive. I don't want to pay for the shit. If you're going to factor it into the cheap model. It's like, what? Well, you're telling me that shields are optional? What? You're telling me photon torpedoes, I got to pay for them shits? What, are you kidding? Oh, well, that's just the business model. That's how we make our money here at Starfleet Academy. It's like, come on, really? I hate that. That's why I hate Audi. I hate them. I don't like their cars. Every time I go there, I'm disappointed. I do not like their cars. And, oh, yeah, well, what about Porsche? Porsche is never boring. Porsches are cool. It's like, no, they're not. Well, what about the flat six? Don't you like Porsche? There's that Buick Vista. I wanted my sis to see that car, but we didn't see that car because Ford was offering more. But anyway, my thing is, it's like, I hate Audi. Like, I like Mercedes. BMW, in my opinion, is ugly. And I really don't like BMWs. I love Mercedes, though. I do like them. So that's the only other company I'd buy from. But BMW, no, I can't see that. I just can't see it. And Audi, I can't stand. Every time I go there, it just makes me angry. They always find some way to upset me. I don't like them. And Porsche, oh yeah, well, we've got a flat six. Don't you like the sound of the flat six? It's like, listen, guy, I came out of a supercharged V8, and I got a V8 that's naturally aspirated, making 485 horsepower. I don't give a goddamn about no flat six. Are you kidding me? Flat six. It's like, where do these people get this nonsense? It's like, listen, if you want a Porsche, go buy a Porsche. See, and the sad thing is, when you load it to the ground, these New York City roads destroy the bottom of your car. So this guy's driving around trying to find a nice, comfortable place to drive, but he can't. Look at this guy. Get off that phone! But guy looking like Kratos. Kratos on a phone. You're supposed to be paying attention to the road. What are you doing? What is you doing? And look, got this guy right next to me in a truck. He's up there looking at me like this. This guy's looking at me. He's like, hey, what's going on, bro? Yeah, that's right. How you doing? But yeah, it's like, I don't care about Porsche and I don't care about Audi at all. If those two companies went under tomorrow, I wouldn't care less. But as I said, it looks like because SRT's gone down, because they're making these ugly-ass, boring Jeeps, because SRT's falling apart, it looks like the future of tuner cars is going to be BMW and Porsche, and you're going to all get your asses whipped by a Tesla Plaid because they're so fast. So you better not race a Tesla Plaid because you're going to lose. You're going to just lose. And if Elon Musk will hurry up and stop being an anti-Semite long enough to put a fourth motor into those cars instead of a tri-motor to get four, those Tesla Plaids will be so goddamn fast, the Bugattis will be like just destroyed by them. And that is what I live for. I want to see that. I want to see them make something faster than the Lucid Sapphire. So the cars will be so fucking fast that you'll be able to do like 300 miles an hour past these speed cameras. Look at this piece of shit. Goddamn speed camera. But yeah, this is I really like this. This is very comfy. And the materials are passable. It doesn't have the ambient lighting, but some people don't even really like the ambient lighting. I actually like these materials. This is all recycled stuff. I don't know what they call it, but it's nice. And I think it's actually helping the planet to fish all that plastic and shit out of the ocean, and we make recycled interiors. This is great. Yeah, this is very, very nice. This is very, very nice. It's very comfy. It's very quiet. You know, I've got the air conditioner on at 3. It's and it's got all the stuff my car's got. You know, the cup holder, everything. And this is really, really nice. This is really, really nice. This is really nice. And I think you can get this car, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can get this car fully optioned with a heads-up display. They just put a heads-up display in the LYRIQ, and I find that's pretty cool. You know, I don't need a heads-up display. I really don't need it, but see, I don't really need a heads-up display because I'm always speeding. Like, I'm always driving above the speed limit, so I don't really need it. I pretty much know I'm going fast, you know. And after a while, you really don't drive like that because you're like, wait a minute, you know, if I drive too fast, you know, one of these cops might pop out and try to give me a ticket or something, fuck up my license. So for the most part, nah, I go easy on it. I go easy. Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool. I like this. These horrible Nissans. You know what I've been noticing? And I was going to say this freaking Hyundai, back off. What I've been noticing, I've been seeing far fewer SRT vehicles, and I've been seeing way more Infinities. I've been seeing a lot of G35s. I've been seeing a lot of G37s. I've been seeing a lot of Infinities. I guess they just couldn't afford it anymore. They couldn't afford all that V8s and the flat six. I guess they couldn't afford that gas. So they said, nah, let me get a cheap, beat up, used Infinity and let me drive that around. But I've been noticing a lot of Infinities lately. I've been noticing a lot of those. So I really believe that the tuner cars, the market is going to go towards BMW, Porsche, and Infinity. I didn't say that before because I just had to think about it. But I think those are the new tuner cars, really. See, these turkeys can't afford a Nissan GTR, so what they got to do is they take a little garbage M45, or they take a G37, or they take a G36, and then they put a fart can muffler in it to make it louder, and then they try to do other stuff to it, like, oh, how about a resonator delete? How about a muffler delete? Anything to be loud, because these people are ignored. So what they need, I'm going to turn on the Super Cruise. So basically, these people are ignored, and they're desperate for somebody to listen to them. So they have to drive past you as loud as they can because they're so desperate to be heard. Like, that's the biggest issue with the car market. It's psychology. The thing about it is these people, nobody pays any attention to them. Their jobs suck, and they're about to lose their jobs to AI. So what they need is they're desperate to be noticed. So they will do anything to be noticed. They make their cars look terrible. They get these ugly ass wheels, ugly ass rims. And then they tune the cars to be loud as fuck and obnoxious so that people will just give them some attention. That is what happens when you allow ADHD to take over your population. So I showed my mom the car. One thing I should also mention is that they changed the power hatch. So now, instead of it's sliding up and down, it opens up like this. This is what they should have had on the LYRIQ, but again, they had to decide certain things, if it worked or not, whether or not to keep it or get rid of it. So you just push that button and it closes. It's a lot more intuitive. It makes a lot more sense. But yeah, I just had my mom drive the car, and she has the XT5, and she actually really liked this. Now, I don't believe, personally, that she's ready to go electric, but she liked it. Now, this is something that really, really, really annoys me. You know how I've been constantly complaining about not being able to watch video built into the system? The 2024 cars didn't have this, but the 2025, 2026 cars, the new cars that are not LYRIQs, that have Apple CarPlay and Google CarPlay, some of them have it removed. You have the option of YouTube Music, and you have the option of just having YouTube. So I'm going to install YouTube because nobody else installed it. So I'm going to install YouTube, and then we're going to take a look very quickly to see what other video apps. Now, supposedly they are updating the, I'll open it in a minute, but what I want to do is I want to go back and see what else they have. Supposedly they are updating the older cars like mine, 2024s. Supposedly they are updating the old cars so that we will have it too. But as you can see, they have Tubi, I've heard Tubi has like a lot of low quality videos, but we also have Prime Video. So I'm going to get that because, as you know, I love watching Invincible, the cartoon. It's a very cool show. It's fun. It's violent, but it's fun. So I'm downloading Prime Video. We've got YouTube already. Let's see what other videos. They got HBO. Oh, shit. They got HBO. Install. Yeah, goddamn right. So supposedly my system is going to get this option later on. I thought I'd have it by Memorial Day, but they said it's rolling out in a certain order. So we're going to get this eventually where you can watch videos and stuff when you're in park or when you're charging the car. And as a word of advice, don't listen to these morons. Oh, yeah, well, you should just read books and you should just talk to... Oh, Pluto! Oh, my God. I've been watching Pluto TV for the last, week. We got Deep Space Nine, Voyager. We got Mystery Science 3000. There's a lot of morons out there who try to argue with me. Oh, you don't need that. Don't tell me what I don't need. If I spend $80,000 for a car, if I spend $100,000 for a car, I'll tell you what I need. So I need all that. I need that. Okay? I could care less what you think. I could block your ass. So we got, oh, look at this. YouTube, Prime Video, HBO, Pluto TV. So we're going to we're going to test out that Pluto TV. We'll do, in fact, you know what? I could do that right now. I can do it right now. Why not? We got YouTube. And I feel the headrests should have video streaming. Just whoa. Came right on up. That thing scared the hell out of me. Cool. So we got movies. We got Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Transformers, Dark of the Moon, Star Trek Beyond. We got Mission Impossible 2. I'll never understand people who accept less. Don't accept less. Demand more. And if you got a problem with that, then I'll tell you what. You could drive one of them. You see that crappy Hyundai Sonata, whatever the hell that thing is? That's what you can drive. So anyway, we got the Sum of All Fears. Holy crap. We can watch all of this. We got the Sum of All Fears. Let's see the Transformers Dark of the Moon. Let's see that. We got the Dark of the Moon right here. Look at this. Look at this. It's all built in. That's how it's supposed to be. That's what I'm talking about. That's how it's supposed to be. You got the Dark of the Moon. We can watch the Dark of the Moon here. And, full screen. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We got the Dark of the Moon right there. And, look at this. I was watching Voyager. We got Deep Space Nine. We got Babylon 5. And this is what I've been saying. I can't wait until my car gets this update. Because this way, when I'm sitting at the charging station, I can watch TV. Don't tell me to read a book. I read more in a day than you read. I read mostly technical manuals, pilot manuals. I read all types of stuff, electronic manuals. And maybe I feel like sitting back and watching Dark of the Moon. Maybe I don't feel like reading anymore. If I'm in a hot car and I got the air conditioner up, maybe I just want to watch some movies. So supposedly, the 2024 models are going to get this technology update. They're going to get that later on. The 2025s and 2026s, they're basically rolling out with it. So I'm very happy to see that. We got Star Trek Beyond right here. Look at this. We got Star Trek Beyond. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm just watching this Pluto TV. And for those people who don't want to pay a premium to watch videos, you can use the internet connection from your smartphone. You can use the internet connection from your iPad if you have an LTE model. And I love that. I just love it. So we got Pluto TV, we got YouTube, we got Hulu, we can get Netflix. I love it. All right, so as you can see, this is Star Trek Beyond. So we got access to all these movies and shows and everything. And this car has the AKG sound system, which you hear a lot of the car reviewers talking so happy about and everything. So we got the AKG sound system. You got this. This reminds me of my mom and how my mom had the Cadillac STS, and the STS had the DVD system with the 5.1 surround sound. And this works just as well. Like, you can turn it all the way up and you can listen to it. I haven't changed the bass or the treble settings yet. So I will do that because, I'm pretty much optimizing the car for myself. In fact, let me see what I can do right there. It says audio volume ringtone. No, I don't want to do those. Okay, I'm going to turn that off real quick. So if we go into the sound settings, we have the equalizer. I usually turn the bass all the way up. I usually turn treble all the way up, and I usually use the mids as probably about an 8. Some people turn it all the way up for all of them, but I don't usually do that. I usually have the U curve, or V curve, however you want to say it. So that's that. I go back to Pluto. So we watch the Star Trek Beyond, and
fascinating.
Yeah, you can hear the sound coming out of here. You can hear the sound coming out of the back. It's fantastic. This is awesome. I love this. I wish that the Vistic and Optic and LYRIQ had optional headrest televisions, the monitors, so that the kids could watch this stuff. But right now they don't. You have to buy the Escalade for that. But other than that, I mean, there's not, that's been really the only issue that I've had with these cars. That's really the only issue. I would like to see features that they just didn't put in them yet. Maybe eventually they'll put more features. So right now the car is in park, and I'm guessing as soon as you put the car in drive, my guess is, yeah, it turns off. For your safety, this activity isn't available while driving. To continue, wait until you're parked. So yeah, I have no problem with that because I don't expect people to be driving and watching videos and shit. I expect them to only watch videos when they're parked or charging. I have no problem with that. So I just pulled over on a random street, and I wanted to test that feature and everything, and I'm very, very pleased with it. So let me just throw on some AC. And let me get driving. All right. Let me just fix my mirror. I was having my mom test drive the car a little while ago, and she was driving it with one pedal driving off. So what I got to do is turn the one pedal driving level, set level high. I usually drive with one pedal driving at high, because I like one pedal driving. Some people do not like one pedal driving because they just don't like the way it feels, because really when you do one pedal driving, the car feels like a bumper car. And you know how like when you're at the amusement park, you're on a bumper car and everything, and it's like you put your foot on it, it moves. You take your foot off, it stops moving. Some people don't like that. They want to feel inertia. They want to feel the car coast. And one pedal driving takes that feeling away. So that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, in fact, I might pull over again just to check some of the other, because I never connected the phone. So what I'll do is I'll probably drive to a different space, and I'll just pull over and check the phone out and everything. I just love the fact that if I just wanted to sit here all day long and just watch Star Trek, I could do it. Because my uncle, that's what he does. Like, he literally, he's older, he's retired. So basically, he's just home all the time, and he's just sitting there watching Star Trek. So if I want to, I could watch Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, High School High. Now, a lot of other cars have this technology, but the thing about it is I just want it for myself, and I like having it. I just love having it. It's awesome. You can even cast to another device. So as you can see right here, if you have a kid who's got another device like a smart TV or iPad, you can actually cast from here to that other device, because these are all smart televisions. So basically they all work the exact same way that you'd expect them to work. Very cool. Love it. I have actually just realized something about the driving experience with this car. This is a dual motor version, but one thing I've noticed is if you're accelerating hard, like let's say that you have to get up to an intersection and make a left turn, and you're accelerating as hard as you can because you're trying to speed up to beat traffic in order to get to that intersection. One thing I've noticed is that this car, under hard acceleration, this car gets a little bit of torque steer. And I'm actually really surprised that this car has torque steer when technically there's really no torque from an engine, but it's kind of like electric motor torque steer, and there are some performance models that have issues like that. So I'd have to wonder and test the Optic V or the LYRIQ V to see if that's an issue with those. But the rear wheel drive cars, you don't experience that. This car has front wheel steering and it has rear wheel steering, so it's all wheel drive basically. But those electric motors, it really comes down to how well they're tuned. so that you don't get that tugging sensation when you accelerate really hard. And it's not too bad. It's pretty manageable, because I would imagine most people who are driving a car like this, they're not trying to race anything. They're not really trying to speed. But I did know, like, if I gun this thing, I'll wait until I get to a clearing. But one thing I do notice is there's a little bit of a tug to the left or the right, and I'm guessing that's because of the front wheel bias. A lot of these cars, in order to get them off the line quicker, they have a front wheel bias. See, there's that Kia Carnival, that's $60,000. If I was doing a road trip, that's what I'd have. But anyway, I've noticed a lot of these cars, they have that bias to the front, because this way it gets you from 0 to 60 much, much faster than it would if it was just rear-wheel drive. But then the issue is, how well is the car tuned so that the front wheel bias shifts to a rear wheel bias, so it goes from pulling to pushing? Yeah, that's right. If you got a problem, just go around me. I don't wait for no goddamn Toyotas. So anyway, yeah, there's a little bit of a bias in the front towards power when the car is accelerating. But like when you're talking about cars like that Lucid Sapphire or cars like the Tesla Plaid, that bias has to shift, because otherwise you'd have so much power in the front, the thing would be uncontrollable. You'd crash into a wall. But this car, I don't turn off electric stability control, so I've got electric stability control off. I don't turn off things like lane departure. I like to keep the safety nannies in check, and I like to drive with them. But, yeah, so far so good. I mean, it does what it's got to do. And like in situations just like this, I like to turn on the adaptive cruise control, so this way I don't even have to really steer. But yes, it's a very, very comfortable and manageable ride for the most part. And I would imagine that just about anybody who buys a fully loaded LYRIQ, I would say if you buy a fully loaded Optic, you really probably don't need to consider the LYRIQ, because this car has more than enough fully loaded to match the LYRIQ. I was testing the radio, and I was testing some MP3s. The AKG sound system in this car sounds better than it does in my LYRIQ, because the bass is stronger. I don't know what it is. I'd have to take a look to see if the subwoofer's larger or whatever it is, but the bass is definitely stronger in this car. Again, the LYRIQ was the test version, the super prototype, and the Optic is basically a more perfected LYRIQ. The Vistic is also a more perfected LYRIQ. Let me just change this thing a little bit. I'm going to just push it up just a little, because my uncle had changed some of the distances of, like, he was sitting a little closer and he was sitting a little bit more up. But yeah, the Optic is a more perfected LYRIQ. The Vistic is a more perfected LYRIQ, but it has 3 rows. So that's what it really comes down to. So yeah, I'm very, very impressed with these, what Cadillac's putting out. I'm very, very impressed. And this is, if they can get this to you at the same price that Tesla is selling a Model Y, with the exception of the Tesla supercharger network, which the Optics do have access to through an adapter, I see no reason to buy a Model Y. It's like you have to want a Model Y to buy a Model Y. I would gladly take this over a Model Y. The only problem is the seamless supercharging. See, when you buy one of these Cadillacs, they want you to use GM's EVgo network. I don't like the EVgo, one of these goddamn speeding cameras. It's like, I don't like the EVgo network because it's got lots of issues. It's problematic depending upon where you are. Either sometimes you go to a charging station and all the chargers work just fine. The problem is they're slow chargers. See, EVgo made a huge mistake by installing 100 kilowatt chargers. All of their chargers should be capable of 350 kilowatt, but they're not. So the issue ultimately is the Tesla chargers are more standardized, they're faster, and there's no surprise. It's like everything is standard. It always works the way it's supposed to work. All Teslas, all they have to do is plug in and they just automatically plug and play. But when you're dealing with like EVgo, they have plug-in charging. It's just that a lot of times you're going to end up having to look to make sure the chargers themselves work. Sometimes you're going to have to look to make sure the chargers don't have communication issues. You know, it's right now the charging infrastructure is in its infancy. So basically, you have to be very patient. You have to be very, very, very patient with the charging infrastructure. I'll let this lady go because I'm not in a rush. She's got an old ass Acura, so you know she needs all the help she can get. So I'll let her go. But as far as I'm concerned, it's like the Tesla has the best network in America for charging cars. The problem is their cars are lackluster unless you're buying a Model X Plaid or you're buying a Model S Plaid. And even then, for the price you pay, some people would say, nah, I don't like this interior. Can't win. All right, come on, lady, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm letting you go, and you're taking way too long. Got an RDX with a dent and shit. It's like, oh, look at all these XT6s. You see, the XT6 is selling. And Cadillac wants to get rid of the XT6. I'm like, that's a stupid idea. You need to update the XT6 interior so that the XT6 has a gas car, and then you also have the Vistic. It's like a lot of times these car companies, I don't know who they got working at these goddamn companies, but these people, it's like they want their products to fail. It's like, just like the Dodge Magnum. People can argue with me all they want until I block their asses and shut them down. But the Dodge Magnum never got a chance to succeed. The Dodge Magnum never got the Pentastar V6. It never got the Hellcat. It never got the, what is it called? The 6.4. The Dodge Magnum could have survived, but it was like they were determined to kill it. Determined to kill it. So the XT6, they want to get rid of the XT6. I'm like, yo, guys, what about the people who can't afford a $130,000 Escalade, but they want a 3-row, and they don't have $130,000, but they don't want an electric car like the Vistic? No, you put this interior in the XT6 just like we did with the XT4. It ain't that goddamn complicated. I don't know. Sometimes I think these people have "Born to Lose" tattooed on their heads. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. Sometimes I really, really think some of these people want to fail. And it's like they will do everything they possibly can to figure out how to... It's like, I had a professor. Sometimes I tell the story. I had a professor in college, and I had my best friend at the time, and she didn't like me. This is a professor, by the way, college professor. She didn't like me hanging out with this person because she didn't think that this person was on point. She knew I was on point. She didn't want... And usually it's not professional for a college professor to tell you, yeah, this person over here you shouldn't hang out with. That's not really professional because that's kind of not their place. But she was like, you shouldn't hang out with this guy because it's like he comes into the classroom every day, takes a look around and says, how can I fuck up today? And when I'm thinking about some of these car companies and even some of these politicians, I think the same thing to what she said. She was like, it's like these people come to work, take their seat, and they're like, let me look around real quick. How can I fuck things up? How can I fuck up today? That's exactly what I believe about Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump comes to the White House. Well, he's in the White House because he sleeps there. And I think he probably wakes up every morning and he's like, you know what? I hate these liberals. How do I fuck with them today? What can I do? You know what I'll do? I'll arrest illegal immigrant children and I'll wait until they're getting a surgery or they're getting their teeth fixed at the dentist, and then I'll send ICE in to get them mid-surgery. Yeah. And then you got these sycophants who are online, oh, well, an illegal's an illegal. They don't have any right here, so you can get them at any time. And then you have the rest of these people, oh, that's terrible. You shouldn't do that. That's crazy. You shouldn't do that. And with Donald Trump, I swear to God, I really think Donald Trump waits, that lady doing her makeup and shit. Donald Trump, I think what he does is he waits until the market is up. And when the market is doing great, he's like, yeah, how can I fuck things up today? And that's what he does. I'm pretty sure that's what he does. I'm pretty sure about that. He waits good until everything's going well. He's like, how can I fuck up today? And then he starts fucking up. You know, it's just amazing, these people. I think some of these people are determined to fail. Like, you know how they have, what is it, too big to fail? I think some of these people are determined to fail. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You know what? How can we've got perfect products. We've got Hellcat Jeep. We got Hellcat truck. We got Hellcat Charger. We got Hellcat Challenger. I got an idea. How can we fuck this up today? I got an idea. Let's take away all the V8 engines from our constituency that loves buying V8 engines. Let's take them all away and make the cars electric overnight. Carlos Tavares should be in prison, and I will continue to say that. He should be in prison for fraud, for misallocation of resources, whatever you want to charge him with. I don't really care. He should be in prison. Carlos Tavares should be in prison for doing what he did to Dodge, because I don't think they're going to survive. I really don't. I think Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, I think they're done. Carlos Tavares should be in prison. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Nobody uses signal lights. It's like they're all BMW drivers. Carlos Tavares should be in prison. Prison. That's where he should be. And then you find out that they get these huge compensation packages. This guy ruined 4 companies. And this guy gets a multi-million-dollar compensation package. And this guy ruined 4 companies. He should not be in Monaco enjoying the beach. He should be in prison. But I can only dream. I can only dream. So I'll just have to settle for whatever they choose to do to this turkey, because me personally, I'd put him in jail. I'd throw him right in prison. Prison. This guy's making deliveries with that little ass car. It's amazing. It's like, if I had to make deliveries, like I got boxes and shit, if I had to make deliveries, I'd want something this size. And what I do is I just fold down the seats, and then I could put all my boxes all the way back there. This is a pretty big car. Or I'd get an XT5, XT4, and, put all the boxes in the back. And then I could make my deliveries. But that little thing, no. I would not want to have such a small car to make deliveries. Because now I can't fit as many boxes in the car. So if you can't fit as many boxes in the car, then you don't have space to make as many deliveries as possible. And that's a Chevy Spark. So that's an EV right there. But, listen, he's doing the best he can, so I can't blame him. He's doing the best he can. If you're doing the best you can, that's all you really have to do. You just be the best you can be. Do the best you can. This is Geico right there. Geico, my insurer. I'm pretty sure they're happy to see me. Be all you can be. Just do the best. Oh, on this adaptive cruise control somewhere behind this freaking truck. Yeah, but this Optic is very nice. I like these features. My uncle, I showed him you can watch Star Trek and everything on the screen, and that blew his mind. He was like, wow. Yeah. Now, it never occurred to him that, this is a computer monitor, and on a computer you can watch smart TV apps. But, he's old school, so he wouldn't know stuff like that. He grew up with freaking radios and hand crank windows and shit, so he wouldn't know about this stuff. You gotta show these old people. This stuff blow their mind. Like my grandfather, he could have never imagined that you could push like one button and the car drive itself. Like he never could have imagined that you have stuff like that, or that it would ever be legal to use, because there's too much to worry about. Like people, like little children running around in the street and shit. Will the car stop? Because we've already seen with them Teslas, you have a little child just run out there, he's getting hit. It's just that simple. It might recognize him, it might not. Yeah. Thanks a lot for taking away the ultrasonic bumper sensors, Elon. Oh, no, it's okay. Cameras can do it all. We'll just use cameras. No, we don't need LiDAR. We'll just use cameras. Yeah, thanks a lot, Elon. Thanks a lot. Little children aren't safe because of your murderous full self-driving cars. And they just lost a lawsuit. Tesla just got sued and lost because that full self-driving shit killed somebody. Oh, that guy got a Jeep SRT on that truck. That's nice to see. I like seeing those. I have one. Yeah, Elon, you can't trust a fucking electric car or any car. You can't trust a car, a computer to, all you got is cameras, no ultrasonic. If you had ultrasonic senses, even if it didn't see the kid and recognize the kid, the ultrasonic senses would be like, uh-oh, there's something there, let me stop. And that's it. This motherfucker took the goddamn ultrasonic senses out. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Some people are determined to fail. I don't get it. Some people are just determined to just fuck up. Now, the Constitution says it's their right, but I don't think they should have a right to risk other people's lives. I just don't think so. I don't give a shit what the Constitution says. As far as, if they want to risk their own lives, I could care less. But if you're risking everybody else's life, if you're risking me getting hit in the back by a runaway Tesla, I got a problem with that. But some people are determined to screw up. Some people. I'll never understand them. Looking right now at these young girls at this damn tattoo parlor. These goddamn tattoo parlors. These poor young girls are about to go in there and ruin their life getting these nasty-ass tramp stamps. Where are the parents at? Where are the real parents at to say, no, you're not getting no goddamn tattoo, and if you come in here with a tattoo on, I'm going to find out about it, I'm going to pack up all your shit and throw you out. Where are the parents at? Where are they? It's disgusting. Nobody wants to see the tramp stamps. And it's sad because they were never cute. I don't know what it is about getting butterflies and shit across your back. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And then they make the bigger mistake is, let me get my boyfriend's name tattooed on me. Uh-oh, he broke up with you because he didn't like tattoos. Now you got his name tattooed all over your ass. Nobody wants to see that. It's just disgusting. I don't know what this world's coming to. Some nice properties right here. Very nice properties. Got everybody, out here. Everybody's having a nice, good time out here. It's very peaceful, very quiet and everything. It's all good in the hood, basically. Yeah, having a good, nice, old good time right here. The ride on this car, my mom said the same thing. The ride is so smooth. And it's also really quiet in this car because, I was just sitting in front of the house and these people out there with the lawnmowers and the loud machines and everything, and they're making all that noise. And I didn't hear any of it until you get out of the car. And as soon as you get out of the car, you're like, wow, that is really, really loud, And the inside, I have to say, again, the sound system, I can't test it on video, obviously, because of the fact that YouTube has copyrights. But the sound system in this car is superior to the one in the LYRIQ. I don't know about the LYRIQ V or if they made any updates for 2026, but when this car, when you got the sound and you're playing the music and you're playing it at 30 or 40%, it's loud and it's powerful too. In my LYRIQ, I have to go more like 60% or 70% because the headrest speakers are tuned at a certain point where you don't really hear them as much unless you're over about 40 or 50%. But this car, when it's at 30%, man, this is amazing. And this is the first time I really had a chance to really, really test the lyrics. The Optics sound system. And most of the people who are professional reviewers and everything who've tested this car, they all basically said the exact same thing. They're like, yeah, the AKG sound system in this is amazing. And they're also saying it's even better in the Cadillac Escalade. But of course you expect it to be better in the Escalade because the Escalade, is bigger. It's got bigger speakers. It's got more speakers, But I'm very impressed. I'm absolutely impressed with this car But the reason why I'm impressed with this car is because this is ultimately a better version of the LYRIQ. My car was basically the super prototype, and now this car is it's a better version. Look, we got Becky out here getting her jog on. Good job, Becky. Health and fitness Becky, I call him. But yeah, this car is the perfected version of the LYRIQ. So, yeah, I'm very, very impressed. Now, I feel bad for the people who got the 2023s because even though they got their car early, and if you bought a 2023, it usually came with free charging for 3 years. So anybody who has a 2023, if I was them, I'd be getting ready to get the 2026 LYRIQ. And the thing about it is the 2023s didn't have as much as the newer models have because they had improved the cars. We got health and fitness Becky right here. Health and fitness. Good job. Get that health and fitness. And I'd say that the newer LYRIQ, like the LYRIQ V, yeah, it's faster, but my thing is I'd rather have more range than have the car be faster, because ultimately range is what this is all about. It's not about speeding and racing people. All you need is adequate highway passing power, and beyond that, you just want to make sure you have as much range as possible. But as long as these cars hit the 300 mark, and as long as they can do better than 300 miles, for the most part, they pass the checkbox, So yeah, me personally, I just really felt like, taking this car and really driving it and getting as much experience driving it and feeling how it is compared to my car. Because, a lot of these professional reviewers, these guys don't live out TRX. Guys got the TRX. I'd take a TRX over this pathetic Cybertruck. These things, they're not selling. Elon Musk just screwed up. He just screws up. That's a Cyber Beast too. He's got the emblems on it. I drove the Cyber Beast, made a video about it. But what I was saying was this car is very, very comfortable, and steering and handling's on point. It feels a lot like my car does. The only thing I think that would feel different is if I drove the Optic V, or if I drove the LYRIQ V, because they've changed the steering ratios, they've made it faster, they've changed the acceleration, they've made it faster. So, but I just don't think you need any of that, especially when they charge like $10,000 more for it. I really don't think you need it. It's like, you're not racing a fucking performance Tesla. You're not doing it, because those are much, much faster. They're also a lot lighter than the Cadillac cars. The Cadillac cars are heavy. The Tesla cars are quite light. Even the Model S Plaid is like 4,500 or something like that pounds, closer to 5,000 with a driver. But my LYRIQ, that thing is like 6,000 pounds with the driver. So, the weight difference is tremendous. So the Teslas are much, much faster because, for one thing, they're much, much lighter. And then the Tesla has 3 motors. These cars are dual motor. They only got 2. So, I just, they can, if they're going to build a real performance V model, they have to put like 1,500 horsepower in it. And I really don't think they're going to do that. I think they're comfortable where they are, and they very well might be. As hopefully the LYRIQ Vs sell, because most people, especially when the tax credit disappears, most people are probably going to settle for a regular LYRIQ. They don't need all that extra power unless they really, really want to show off and race people and shit. But I'm amazed. I'm very, very impressed with what they've done in this Optic. I personally, at first, I really didn't think they needed an Optic. I think it would have been better to have a cheaper LYRIQ. But there are some people who don't want a car that big, which I can understand, because some people don't have the space to park it or whatever. But this is not a compact car by any means. It's not compact. It's very spacious, just like the XT5. I'm completely comfortable driving this car. And I'm extraordinarily impressed with this car. Very impressive. Very, very, very impressive. And I like the fact that all of the features are pretty much the same as my car, so I don't have to relearn anything. The only thing you have to relearn is that there's no start-stop button, and that's it. Other than that, it's all pretty much the exact same as my car. So once my car gets the software updates and it allows me to, watch Pluto and freaking YouTube, it's like I'm happy. Even if they just gave me YouTube, I'd be completely fine with just having YouTube, since I get so much done with YouTube as a content creator and whatnot. But this is very, very, very impressive. So here we are at Costco, just doing a little bit of shopping. And I don't know, the police are here, the ambulance is here, somebody must have done something. Had the police beat them up or something, I don't know what's going on. Just stopped in Costco for a minute. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Alright, so apparently there's some problem with some old lady in a chair. I don't know what that's about. She decided that she's going to call the police for some reason, and the police are looking into it. I don't know what that's about. But other than that, it looks like a nice quiet day here at the Costco. Nice quiet day. You know, I was going to check and see if they still have more of those Medea, what are those things called? The air conditioner units. Because I really like those, because, you can control those with the app. They work really well and everything. But other than that, it's a pretty calm day. Nothing going on. Pretty calm day right here. Pretty calm day. Now, this is a VinFast right here. This lady got herself a VinFast. You don't see very many of those dealers in Smithtown. But look up there. It's Emirates, the A380. How you doing, brother? Got the A380. So these people just took off from John F. Kennedy Airport, and they are headed to Dubai. You have no idea how much I would love to be up there with them right now. But perhaps, maybe I'll use Emirates next year. Because I was looking at the prices for Vietnam, to travel on Vietnam, Air Vietnam, and they're saying that it's like $4,000, but Emirates is saying $5,000. Now, me personally, I'd rather go back to Dubai. But we'll see what happens, because I might be able to do Asiana. So this is the car, parked over here. And, yeah, these are called unprofessional car reviews for a reason. Because I hate professional car reviews. They're so boring. I'm very impressed that the Pluto app works. So let's take a very quick look at the YouTube app. So the YouTube app, let's see. Obviously, I'm going to search my own channel, Big Truck Series Review. Boom, it comes right on up. And the beautiful thing about this is, if you have a Wi-Fi system next to your house or built into your house, you can actually be in the car and you can tether to Wi-Fis that are near your house. Or let's say you're sitting on the side of a public library, or let's say you're somewhere where there's public Wi-Fi. You can tell the system to connect to it, and you can use their Wi-Fi instead of the car's Wi-Fi. So that's a hidden bonus right there. So this is my channel right there. And let's see, you can go push home. You can watch somebody else's channel too. Let's see, what else is going on? Let's see, who do I like? Let's see, Trek Trendy? What is his name? I think his name is Trek Trendy. Trek Trendy. See, and this also tells me that you can also use web browsing. So you can actually web browse if you're sitting there, because this is the exact same firmware that the Escalade has. So you can web browse, you can watch YouTube, you can watch Pluto TV, you can watch HBO. And again, it's something to do when you're sitting and charging. It's something to do when you are waiting for somebody to come on the train or the plane or whatever it is. There's a million things that you can think of to give you reasons about having something to do in the car when you're sitting and waiting. But this, I like this, and I'm glad my car is going to get it eventually. I just wish we had it now. Because, see, the beautiful thing is that it works through the car system, so you don't have to really add on stuff like AI boxes. You don't have to add on HDMI splitters and HDMI adapters. And what actually, I have to say, that's actually a surprise to me. This car doesn't offer HDMI input. And none of these cars do. Like, the Escalade, I think, offers it, but these other cars don't. And if you had HDMI input, you'd be able to plug in a PlayStation. You'd be able to plug in whatever you want to plug in. I don't know if you'd be able to play it through the main screen, but you'd definitely be able to play it through the passenger screens. But they don't have HDMI input. But ultimately, that comes down to they want to control what you're watching. And that's basically what it comes down to. They want to control your data, and they want to control what you're watching. So for right now, that's about it. So far, I'm very, very amazed by what they've done with this car. The sound system is fantastic in this car. And the drive quality is fantastic in this car. I'm very amazed with what they've done. So for right now, that's it. And if I want to add anything, I'll add something later.